Shalom from the National Council of Young Israel here at our headquarters in Paramus, New Jersey. We are happy to launch our newest program under the guidance of our new board of directors called 4 Minutes of Torah. Each and every week, you'll be introduced to a new Rav within the Young Israel movement who will share with you words of Torah. With that very happy introduction, let us begin.
When Moshe Rabbeinu hit the rock, he was punished in that he was unable to take Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. What is the connection? Maybe we can add to what a lot of people have already explained with the following. In the Parsha we find a number of wars, but these are not the first wars. The first pitched battle that Yisrael fought back in Parshas Beshalach was with Amalek. Yehoshua fought the actual war, and at the same time Moshe Rabbeinu was fighting a war with his tefillos, and Yisrael prevailed. One could say that really they didn't need the actual war that Yehoshua was fighting. They could have just won the war through Moshe Rabbeinu's tefillos. They actually had a war before this, at the Yam Suf. Yisrael were afraid of Mitzrayim. How am I going to fight them? And Hashem told Yisrael, don't worry. Hashem yilochem lochem va'atem tacharishun. You do not have to fight a pitched battle here. Hashem will remove the enemy. In that case, the war was a milchama nisis, a supernatural war, without Yisrael having to fight a milchama masis, a physical war. Throughout this parsha there are more wars. Haknani melech Arod, that's a pitched battle. Sichon and Oig, Lafi Chorev, they had to fight them with swords. But there was a war with the Amori that took place in the Parsha, at Nachal Zored. And in that war, Yisrael didn't even know that the Amorim were starting a war. Hashem removed the enemy without their knowledge. That was a Milchama Nisis. The difference between hitting a rock and speaking to a rock, although both of them are miraculous, is that when one speaks to a rock, Moshe Rabbeinu speaking to the rock is coming as a shliach of Hashem. He doesn't have to hit the rock. He carries a mater to show, I am the shliach of Hashem, and you have to listen to Hashem. That's a supernatural miracle. Hitting the rock is also a miracle, but it's Moshe Rabbeinu doing it with his own hands. Had Moshe Rabbeinu just spoken to the rock, Yisrael would have seen that Hashem makes miracles for them without them having to do anything. Nothing with their hands. And they would have had much more bitachon. And all the wars subsequent to that would have been wars without any physical action at all. They would not have had to fight Haknani Melech Arod necessarily with a sword or sichon or oig. It would have all happened absolutely supernaturally. But now, Moshe Rabbeinu picked up his hand and he hit the rock. This is like Yehoshua. This is a war, a miraculous war, but a miraculous war that comes through picking up their hands and fighting. Now that Moshe Rabbeinu did this, Hashem said Yisrael is no longer going to have that level of bitachon that they can win a war, the milchamos Hashem, without having to engage physically with the sword. They will have to engage with the sword, which is the midah of Yehoshua. And therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu cannot bring Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. Using his midah of pure tefillah, pure supernatural war, they will have to come into Eretz Yisrael with Yehoshua and fight physical wars, supernatural, miraculous wars, but they will have to fight them with their hands. And that's why, specifically, at this point, the punishment for Moshe Rabbeinu is that he can't bring Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael.